tear my car up.
Violent thunderstorms have brought widespread chaos to both the Chicago metropolitan area and the greater Washington, D.C. region over the past 24 to 36 hours, leaving behind a destructive trail of flash flooding, extensive power outages, and the abrupt cancellation of numerous public events. These powerful storm systems, fueled by ample moisture and atmospheric instability, delivered a devastating combination of torrential rainfall, damaging winds, and, in some instances, even the ominous threat of tornadoes. The sheer scale and intensity of these events have left communities grappling with immediate hazards and now facing extensive cleanup and recovery efforts. In the Chicago area, the evening of Tuesday, July 8th, was defined by a highly localized but extraordinarily intense flash flood event that quickly overwhelmed urban infrastructure. A virtually stationary thunderstorm system parked itself directly over parts of west-central Chicago, relentlessly dumping an astonishing volume of rain in a remarkably short period. To illustrate the extreme nature of this downpour, one particularly impacted personal weather station, situated just west of the bustling United Center, recorded a staggering 5.45 inches of rain from this single event, falling in approximately 2 hours and 35 minutes. What's even more alarming and indicative of the storm's incredible intensity is that an astonishing 5.12 inches of that total fell within a mere 90-minute window, specifically between 9 o'clock and 10:30 at night. This unprecedented torrential downpour rapidly overwhelmed urban drainage systems, leading to numerous flooded viaducts that completely blocked traffic, prompting multiple urgent water rescues of stranded motorists from submerged vehicles, and generating widespread reports of flooded basements in neighborhoods such as Garfield Park, Austin, and Cicero. The sheer volume of water brought transportation to a grinding halt, with local lanes of the Dan Ryan Expressway being completely closed between 18th and 31st Streets due to impassable conditions. Emergency crews were stretched thin, performing perilous rescues at deeply submerged intersections like Western Avenue and Ogden Avenue, and Ashland Avenue and Kinsey Street, where vehicles were trapped in rapidly rising, dangerous waters. The immediate dangers posed by this sudden deluge were immense, placing significant strain on local emergency services and first responders.
To this entrance, and these crazy people are still continuing to try to go through. And luckily, I was...
Beyond the direct flooding, the severe weather in Chicago also forced the abrupt evacuation of several major public events, causing widespread disappointment and significant disruption for thousands of attendees. The Windy City Smokeout Country Music and Barbecue Festival, which was in full swing outside the United Center, had to be abruptly halted. Tens of thousands of festival goers were given urgent instructions to seek immediate shelter, being directed to the nearby Malcolm X College parking garage for their safety and protection from the advancing storm. Simultaneously, the Chicago White Sox were compelled to postpone their scheduled game against the Cleveland Guardians at Guaranteed Rate Field, prioritizing the well-being of both players and the thousands of fans in attendance. Further to the west, in Lake in the Hills, the popular Rockin' Rotary Rib Fest in Sunset Park was also evacuated around 5:15 in the afternoon on Thursday, due to multiple confirmed lightning strikes in the immediate vicinity, forcing attendees to disperse and return home or to their vehicles. Earlier in the ongoing storm cycle, southwestern McHenry County was particularly hard hit. An initial round of storms brought highly destructive 50-cent piece-sized hail and exceptionally powerful wind gusts reaching 60 miles per hour. While no tornado warnings were ultimately issued for this specific storm, rotation was clearly observed within the storm cell, causing significant concern among meteorologists and local residents alike, who remained on high alert for any signs of tornado development. These powerful winds and the sheer force of the storm led to widespread power outages and numerous downed power lines throughout the region, plunging many areas into darkness and disrupting daily life. The Marengo area, in particular, reported significant localized impacts, with toppled trees blocking key roadways like River Road, Millstream Road, and Garden Prairie Road in unincorporated McHenry County, as well as Randall Court within Marengo itself. Emergency services are reiterating a critical safety message to all residents. You must avoid any downed wires and report them immediately to emergency services or ComEd, as they should always be assumed to be live and incredibly dangerous. Looking ahead, a flood watch remains in effect for most of the Chicago metropolitan area, including all of Cook, DuPage, Kane, Kendall, Lake, and McHenry counties, and northern Will County, extending through Friday morning. This signifies that conditions are highly favorable for further flooding, and residents are strongly urged to remain vigilant and prepared for rapidly changing conditions. Meanwhile, just as Chicago began to assess its initial damages and embark on cleanup, the Washington, D.C. area experienced its own intense and widespread weather disruptions on Wednesday, July 9th, as violent thunderstorms raked the region, particularly between 5 and 8 o'clock in the evening. These storms were characterized by widespread, rapid-onset urban flooding, exceptionally strong winds, and created extraordinarily difficult and hazardous traveling conditions across the entire metropolitan area, bringing much of the nation's capital to a near standstill. A striking video, which quickly went viral across social media platforms, captured a truly massive shelf cloud moving menacingly and ominously over the D.C. area, reportedly filmed in Bowie, Maryland, perfectly showcasing the dramatic and intimidating intensity of the approaching storm front that was about to unleash its fury. This visually spectacular yet frightening phenomenon was soon followed by severe impacts on the ground. Flash flood warnings were promptly issued for Washington, D.C. itself, along with Arlington, Virginia, and Alexandria, Virginia, as heavy rainfall, at times exceeding an incredible 1 inch in just 20 minutes, led to significant and rapid street flooding. Neighborhoods in both Northwest and Northeast D.C. reported severe water damage to homes and businesses, with floodwaters making local movement extremely challenging, and in many cases, completely impossible. Water rescues were also reported in parts of Alexandria, where vehicles became submerged in rapidly rising waters.